Irabor Okosun. Irabor, good morning to you.
Good morning, Omas. How is everything?
I'm doing well, thank you. You were conspicuously, absent. We just hope you were okay on Tuesday. I was just wondering.
Oh, yes. Certainly okay. I went to go and eat banga soup somewhere.
Seriously?
I don't know how that will make if a two refill.
I'm jealous.
And it's not remaining. I can't give you guys.
I'm definitely jealous.
I have a feeling that banga wasn't prepared by a man, but I'm just saying anyway. But
it was prepared by family. It was prepared by family. I'm not like you that goes to Ghana for other things.
Oh my God, this morning is quite early.
So guys, to be part of the conversation this morning, you can already tell that Irabor isn't bringing Namaste on the show this morning. It's going to be Basbos all the way. So get ready. Let's hear what your thoughts will be on the conversation we're having this morning, entertainment related on 0809 444 0981. So let's begin with this one. They say a masquerade cannot go outside to perform until it has performed very well at home. And then when it goes outside, or more, no fears any longer. And we say this to link us up to what is happening right now for Davido. Some time ago, a writer said it was the best of, the best and the worst of times. But as it looks right now, it looks like the cloud, the worst days for Davido is over. Because a day has been declared in Atlanta as Davido Day. That was coming before his birthday. So Ifituri, walk us through this.
Yes, so the mayor of Atlanta has declared November 18th as Davido's Day, and Davido joins a host of other celebrities that also have their days. So like Beyonce has a day in Texas, where she's from, Houston, I think Houston, Texas. Usher has a day from his residency as Las Vegas. So again, Davido grew up in Atlanta. When he performed, I think last week, that was a major one for him. He was actually emotional for the people that went there and they shared the information with me because he grew up in Atlanta. ATL is his second home. So the mayor just, again, based on that performance, based on filling up that what's it called, the center that they use, because again, that's a very popular center that they use. So he's ticking the right boxes, and because of that, he got a day. He got a November 18th, will now for the rest of history be known as Davido's Day, and kudos to him. Yeah.
Irabor, I'd like you to come in here, and then after that, his birthday, then it was, and then I can see the visuals coming, and I see Choma in the picture, and you want to say these two, they've been through tough times, and no one should envy them when you see what's going on for them right now. What would you say?
Oh, yes. I mean, just like with the ducks, a lot of people see, the elegance upstairs. They don't see the flapping, underwater, despite the fact that Davido comes from, despite the fact that Davido comes from a family of wealth, it doesn't mean that this guy hasn't been a hard worker. And we also have to acknowledge the fact that he has been through a lot. Every human being goes through a lot, despite, where you come from, your family or the wealth or anything. Everybody's a human being at the end of the day. There's certain things money can't buy. So with all the things that have happened since last year in Davido's life, I mean, it's beautiful to see that he has dusted himself. He has, put his family together. He has gotten joy and happiness and productivity from all angles. I mean, the fact that you would lose a child, I can't even imagine or fathom the, mental struggle that you would go through, even like it's just unfathomable. You can't imagine it. Then you proceed to having twins. God has just shone his light on you. And, you're performing, you're releasing great music. You're just having a hell of a year. Like you're just having the blast of your life. So that's a very good thing to see. Sometimes we need to remove ourselves from just the music. We need to see that these guys are human beings. I mean, I think another person who is having a hell of a year is Toby Bakri. In a very quiet, in a very quiet way. He's just winning all the awards, just going through great things, having a new child, family is intact, everything is just great, So, I mean, it's just beautiful to see that Davido, this whole mayor of Atlanta declaring November 18th, to me, is just icing on the cake. There are other things that, Davido has achieved that is just great. But this one, an international recognition, especially for a city that he grew up in, It's his second home or his first home or one of his homes, basically. You know, I'm just happy to see him with Chioma. She being steadfast, supporting him.
Yeah.
You know, it's great to see.
So I'll before we let Davido rest, because he's still in the month of his birthday and enjoy it. But I'd like you to help me understand this, the importance of persons in your life and how they bring out the best in you. We can't take out Chioma as not having helped to bring out the best in him.
Yeah, I think so she has definitely played her part. She has played her role despite all that she has gone through. Again, I said Irabor has said it perfectly. She was during that period, again, there was a heightened period where there was this scandal on him, talking about the fact that one person said, oh, he's my baby daddy. Another, I think there were 2 or 3 that came out at that time, one from Ghana, one from the States. And everybody looking and coming at her that, oh, this, and all that in the midst of them settling down and getting married. So she has definitely stood as a rock in terms of this relationship. I hope she still has the strength to continue, because Davido is just hitting his 30s. I think he's in his early 30s. He still has 10 years to 40. You still have a lot that will come at him again if he continues. Of course, he's going to continue in his music line once he gets popular, the international recognition, all those things. So again, just I would say grace, because I would say grace to be able to hold the fort, to be able to continue to hold the fort in the relationship and hold him accountable too, because he's Davido doesn't mean that he has the carte blanche to do whatever he likes. So hold him accountable when he is airing. So she has held her own. She has held it down.
This is deep also. Well, let's move on now.
Yeah.
We'll be digging.
We feel like counselors there.
Ghana Jollof. It is very, very deep. It is very, very deep. But Efe is right. Efe is right. Efe is right. But there's a but Efe is right.
Okay. So we're going to dwell more on families for the first the 2 stories we've got here. So this takes us to someone who knows about it. The first time he came out, where it was Bombo Sita Kaju, you remember back in the days, and then the other time it was Today Not Today, You Will Not Escape. But it's been a while we heard from LD. You know we love LD, the Don, anytime, any day. And it's the one bringing focus again to family and how people pay more attention to the cost of a wedding ring. If the rock on it isn't heavy, to make the hand feel like it's going to drop off, you're not serious to ask my hand in marriage. But this will go to Ife first. Respond. How important? Yes. Talk to me about it.
Okay, so LD is in the news. Of course, he's talking about the fact that people who prioritize the wedding rings are more likely to have a higher divorce rate. Now, I am for and against. Do you understand? It's not it's not written. There's no words that say if you have the most expensive ring, XYZ will happen. I think, again, from financial analysts and a host of other people, they always tell us not to just prioritize on either the wedding ring or the wedding, but prioritize the marriage. So I will align with, as against having the most expensive wedding and have the whole world in attendance, or having the most expensive ring so that you can flash it off, focus on the marriage. Literally, that's the most important thing. But I don't know, a good diamond ring on my hand will not hurt nobody. So I was listening the other day, they were talking about Kim Kardashian's ring and the fact that Kanye gave her 2. And of course, unfortunately, the wedding has ended. So he has some, of course, there's some validity in what he
your
says.
Network is...
Oh, can you hear me now?
Okay. So, Irabor, yes, we can. So I go to Irabor. It looks like you and I, we can breathe now, because it looks like we can save more money now. Someone at least saying that we don't have to spend too much on the wedding ring now. So isn't it?
No, it's not as simple as that. So, if you want to be in a relationship, you want to sustain a relationship, you want to sustain a family, obviously you need resources. Money is very important. Let's not downplay that in any way. But my own is, if you have the money and every other thing has been taken care of, no problem, flex. But if you don't have the money and you're borrowing and you're going to try and keep up, with the Kardashians, you're going to enter a deep hole that you can't climb out of. Because if you look at it, the Kardashian, Kanye or Kim, She can afford the thing that Kanye is getting for her. Kanye is just getting it because he also has the resources, despite the fact that he could even lose billions in one day. So people need to be very, very careful. Whether you have the money or you don't have the money, you need to focus on the relationship, not just the wedding or the process of getting married. The relationship is the most important part of it. Regardless of whether you're marrying somebody who has a sex tape or who doesn't have a sex tape, focus on the relationship. That is the problem. The whole wokeness and all that in relationships is what is pulling down relationships today.
Okay, for me, I knew I was going to have, so I have not kept up with the Kardashians in a very long while, but I must confess, I didn't know it was going to come to haunt me here this morning. This past weekend on Sunday, I was just playing with the remote, and then I was just out of boredom. So I just said, okay, it got to that channel, and then let me keep up with them. It's been a while. So I'm just putting it out there. Yes, I kept up with them this weekend, even if Irabor has not kept up with them in a while. So I'm just putting it out there. Okay, so let's move away now. What were you going to say, Irabor?
Nothing. Just
answer you definitely.
Just that's all.
Pregnant whom, right? So let's go over now to get this next one in. And it's still marriage again. I don't know. Someone, Irabor, is this tilting? Anyway, moving on. So
don't worry, I'm not getting married anytime soon, if that's what you're asking.
No, I didn't even ask that one now. I'm just saying that you are out there, I'm out there. So let's see how it goes now. So get this. Let's see how this one looks like. Collins, the man who we know popularly as Don Jazzy, who the Maven Records CEO is simply saying right now, the father, is simply saying they wouldn't pressure this man to get married again. And when I heard this one, it's like, should maybe parents hear this not to pressure children into marriage? Did this come to you as a surprise, Ife Turi?
No, not at all. I think the father has just rightly said the decision to settle down is his son's. And it's a note for all parents. Of course, once your children hit a certain age, because things have happened in a certain way for you, you just want your children to align with that. And kudos to the dad. Of course, he pointed out that Don Jazzy has been married before. He had been married in his 20s, actually.
Yeah.
Something he himself released or revealed to us. So again, he has gone through that process. He's been married before. For him to settle down now, I think, again, just like he said, it is his decision. For a very long time, there was a bit of pressure, and it was societal on Don Jazzy and a couple of bachelors. Every year when they had top bachelors that were single, Don Jazzy was always number one. Of course, he had come out to say he would rather date and marry Rihanna, who has now settled down with ASAP. But there was constant pressure on him, which can be societal or family-wise. So I couldn't what he said, and hopefully, if parents are listening, they should know they shouldn't pressure their children. That's it.
So, Irabor, what's this thing about how much value, especially in Africa, we place on marriage? And if you're not having it at a certain age, it looks like you've not accomplished anything, or you're seen as a failure.
Well, yeah, I understand the part about people feeling bad when it comes to thinking that you're a failure, you haven't achieved anything. But let's also not disregard the fact that, marriage is important. Yes, not everybody should get married or could get married. I understand. But again, there's this, erroneous misconception about the beauty of marriage. It's great to be wanted. It's great to love and be loved. Companionship is a beautiful thing. The fact that somebody has your back, that continuously, day in, day out, year in, year out, it's a beautiful thing. I'm not going to sit here, even the fact that I'm single, and do the whole, who needs a woman? Or if a woman says, who needs a man? A lie. We need everybody. We need each other. When you have your person, my goodness, that is a beautiful thing. So people,
it's okay. We got that. We know where the
another banger.
At least he's even waxing the lyrics. So ladies
another banger.
Okay, ladies out there,
We still got
Irabor
more
is ready
stories.
to be scooped up.
Ghana Jollof. I don't hear you. Ghana Jollof.
All right, we'll be back shortly. Now, it's still the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1 FM. We hope to get your reactions to the stories we're having on the Grapevine on 0809 444 0981. I still got Efe Doghudje still with me, and Irabor Okosun still here. And we'll hear more if there's some other Efe Salah Unko be added to what he had over the weekend. But we'll be back after now.
Omatseye, clown. Oh.
Keep it tuned to Smooth 98.1. This is Johnny Triple. For me, quality appliance, quality performance, in abundance, energy and programs, sun looking long-term. 70% electricity saving for your AC, 50% electricity saving for your freezer, washing machine, today and tomorrow. That day, was a time store hard, but higher than food don't pay for Nigerians them. What's a reliable fridge, freezer, or any other appliances? So when I offer with the last I appliance for the consume too much electricity. Now, higher than food don't land another promo. What they call me there for you. So now go to November 30th, 2023. If you buy anything for higher than food, then go serve you for top. Free standing cooker, free microwave, free air fryer, free AC installation, and even more. For more to visit any authorized dealer or www.cool.com.ng. Make yourself begin to enjoy your own room. Terms and conditions they go. Always there for you. Right. You know I can get good sneakers. You sabi Pollution Street, abi? After the last bus stop, enter the second turn on the left, then turn right after the coconut tree. Just they go. Introducing Shopmore.ng, the new online marketplace that connects buyers and sellers. Buy from the comfort of your home and get access to a wide range of products. If you are a seller, display your goods to millions at the touch of a button. Visit shopmore.ng now to get started. I'm mobile.
As a citizen, I belong to the Chop Better gang. Now, why anytime I want chop like this, I dey put better things inside. For my yam porridge, after I don't put my fish, I go on deck with onions, tatache and ugu, corn season with correct no cubes for that delicious taste. Because my people, good life, now life where you chop better. Now all your food with correct vegetables, come season with no cubes for that ogbonge delicious taste. Today, chop better. Love masking. Love life.
West Smooth 98.1 FM. It's still the Grapevine. My name is Omatseye Atsenuwa. If Doghudje is still with me, and Irabor Okosun still picking up all the Grapevine stories this morning. Irabor and Efe, well, if by the kind of soup a man eats, we can tell where he's heading or where the canopies will be. It's looking like, Efe, you might know where we may be heading from Banga in a way, but let's leave that one aside until the day comes. But let's go over now to, was Irabor going to say something?
I doubt it.
Okay.
His mic is muted now.
No, my mic is muted because I'm eating banga from the place that I went to.
Okay, moving on. That's well, listener, you will tell us that yes, this was said. Anyway, so the issue we need to talk about now is how much parents can discuss certain issues, or would there be limit when it comes to some issues? After all, even amongst family, and the man and the wife in the African setting, many children have never gotten to see their parents probably exchange as much as a peck. But then they see how the progression would come. Mommy comes up, then baby comes, and all of that. So this is linking us up to what the BBN TV star, Doghudje Davids, is talking about how much parents should begin to introduce children to sex talks and getting them very comfortable. Ifituri, talk to us about this. You dare talk to your parents about sex?
So it's definitely a very important topic, and she's spot on. But I would have looked at it from the angle of just being, again, familiar. And I mean, when I say familiar, just again talking about, I don't know how I'll say it on air, but I think the other day I was just listening to a Poco doctor, and he was talking about the fact that parents need to advise their kids on the proper names for our private regions. Do you understand? And then she is now talking about the fact that parents also need to talk about sex with. I would not say it's not important. It's a difficult conversation to have. I guess that's one of the most important things. Whether the child is 8, 13, 18, it's a tough discussion to have. She spoke about the fact that she had a conversation with her mom when she lost her virginity. All well and good. Some children are also quite open, but it's just a slightly difficult topic to have. Should parents talk about it? Yes, because once the children start blossoming, when they hit puberty, all those kind of information is important to them so that they make the right decisions. It's just that it's slightly tough to even me, that I have nephews and nieces. I don't know how to broach the subjects with them. It's a difficult conversation, talk less of their parents, but it's a necessary conversation. So,
all right, let's also quickly give credit to this conversation is taken off of the podcast, The Honest Bunch. That's just to give credit from the source there. So, but let's go back. Irabor.
Yes.
I'd like to get your take on this, but one would be asking, would she be comfortable to discuss the fact that she's advocating and she feels a man can't do better than a sex toy?
Okay, so you're going deeper into this. You're going.
So Mas is a rebel rouser.
Oh, Mas, don't worry. I'm capable. I'm very capable. Oh, Mas, so this thing now, you've deepened it a little bit more. If we're going to go with the first one about speaking to children, when it comes to sex and all those things, for sure, it's something that you have to do. You have to find a very creative way to go about it. If not, the world will do it for you. And the world has a pattern with the way they're going to go about it. So you have to make sure the home front is steadfast and progressive. So parents should do their best to speak about sex with their kids in a creative way, because the world is going to do it in a very horrible way, especially with the fact that we have technology right now. Smartphones are just there in abundance. Now, if you're going to talk about sex toys and what men can do, it's everybody's preference to decide what's best for them. You understand?
I hope she will be comfortable discussing that with mom also, because she's brought this up saying, yes, she has.
The sex talk encompasses that, although that one will be more advanced. Basic sex talk to me should just be about getting protected, making them aware of the numerous diseases that are out there, your health and so many other things. The repercussions of, having a child early. I'm not saying children aren't blessings, but it just alters your life. Even adults, it alters their lives, even when they're in their 30s. So people should be very mindful of how they move. That's my own.
Thank you so much. So let's head down to someone that breaks our heart a great deal, knowing that when we in a prime, we saw the potentials this guy brought in, looking like a hawk. You could admire him, but the sight of seeing him roaming the streets right now, especially around Asaba axis at petrol stations, the videos coming out of Hank Anuku, for those who know him back in the days, is really sad. But I don't know how this person got to this interview, but he's saying that, look, I get into the bottles I get into depression. I drink because, of the depression. Talk to me, Irabor, you would come on this one.
Okay. All right. So, see, I'm going to be very brutal a little bit. Now, it's sad to see our guild, our government, people at the top, to see national treasures, whether it's Hanks and Oku, whether it's footballers, whether it's other people that have contributed one way or the other to industries. It's sad that they will turn a blind eye to situations like this. There's nothing wrong in giving this man a bungalow somewhere in any town, in any state. Just accommodate him, house him, do something, take care of somebody. It doesn't take anything. So the fact that we're seeing these things right now, it's just sad to me. People need to just find a way to, make sure that the responsibilities that they are given to take care of the populace, they do it. It's sad to see a veteran Hollywood actor, Hanks Anuku, at 63, roaming the streets of Asaba, talking about depression and taking hard drugs as a result of that depression. It's just sad. I don't like to see or hear stories like this, in my own opinion. So the guilds and everybody involved with any industry, especially the government, when you see certain things, there are things that you just have to fix. The fact that you hear, it took 20 something plus years for the 96 Atlanta Olympic team, to get what they were promised back in the day. It took them, 20 something plus. Like, why do we have to, allow these things linger so long? I don't want to talk about government this morning, but stories like this, just piss me off.
I'd like you to raise down and help me connect with this lady who's famous for the German Jews. And these days, she isn't talking about the German Jews any longer, but then she's talking about having dealt with witches and wizards in the entertainment industry. Who are we talking about, really?
Cynthia Morgan. Yeah, we're talking about Cynthia Morgan and the fact that she went through a host of things, from people telling her how to dress, what's it called? Talking about drugs, talking about branding. She stemmed them witches and wizards, of course, because they might have also tried to put a damper on her, and of course told her that she will not sell. Again, that's it. So if you need to sell, these are the things that you need to do, and if you don't do them, then you're not going to make it in the industry. And she has stemmed those kind of people and witches and wizards. So of course, being able to be discerned, being able to know what it is and the direction that you're going is important in the industry. And she made up her mind that she wasn't going to listen to them. So good for her. Did she call these people out? No, because sometimes it's good to call them out and say, okay, this is what this person is about. This is how this person wanted to set me up on the right or wrong path. And this is how this industry is. So again, people know what they're getting into. But if you don't know that the music industry or any other industry has its setbacks, even though it can be beautiful, then of course you can see from what she's saying that it takes a discerning mind to be able to stay still in that industry. Yeah.
Irabor, I'd like us to go over now. This one is she moved away from the UK, and then she had the residency somewhere in the US. She's been there, Las Vegas. They say whatever happens in Las Vegas, in Vegas, will stay in Vegas. Does it look like Adele will be staying in Vegas from the announcement? She's got a reason more than music now to stay. What's the reason, Irabor?
Can you take that again? Sorry.
Okay, I said they say whatever happens in Las Vegas stays in Vegas. And so the UK singer who's been having residency, it looks she's having more than music as a reason to stay in Vegas. Talk to me about it.
Oh, yes. We're speaking about Adele and Rich Paul. Adele has gone through heartbreak. She sang about it. She released an album. She had Grammys, but she has moved on and she understands that life goes on. So Rich Paul is a prominent figure in the entertainment and sports industry. He is the agent for LeBron James, and he has done well with his life. I'm happy to see this type of news. I mean, it's a very I wouldn't say odd pairing, but I mean, you see Rich Paul and Adele, and you're like, okay, interesting. So it's not the typical pairing you would see. But I mean, I'm not taking away anything from Rich Paul or Adele. I'm just saying, it just threw me up like, oh, okay, fine, it works, no problem. Just like the guy
Kelsey and Taylor Swift. Do you see that pairing anywhere before now?
Kelsey and Taylor Swift. No, Kelsey and Taylor Swift is okay. I'm talking about the guy from Top Boy and the other lady, the other lady from Top Boy, the slim lady and the chubby guy from Top Boy. I can't remember their names, but when I saw their pairing, I was like, okay, wow, this love, I'm really looking for it in wrong places though. But
Irabor, we go love Irabor. Hold on, Irabor, we will love.
We go love. We go Ghana. We go find love.
This Ghana. Oh my God.
All right. So let me sum this up quickly. If you close this up for us ASAP, just do this ASAP for us right now. What's
so ASAP so I was just a bit taken aback. Again, ASAP comes across like he's quite gentle. Again, he's with Rihanna. So I look at him as the father of two, quite gentle. They've done a couple of photo shoots together. So he has this gentle demeanor. But what we're hearing is that he's going to face an alleged shooting of a friend. And that friend, because the person stepped out of the group, I don't think I like the sound of that. But again, it just seemed quite awkward for the kind of person I thought him to be. Again, mine is just an assumption at this rate. But gun violence is something that is high in America. They need to, and for a prominent figure, I wouldn't have expected him to go that extreme in the name of, oh, this person has left the group is supposed to be united, the group is supposed to be together. Is not a good look. And we're hoping that it's not true, but the story seems like it's very, very true that he did shoot the person. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So that we'll leave it there, but we know that Rihanna is our national treasure. We keep an eye, Irabor, keep an eye and let us know the update.
She's not my national treasure.
I'm wondering.
She has been taken. She's the mother. No, she should go. We are tired.
Okay, let's get messages in right now. Let's get messages in now. I see Olu from Malaka tells me this. I think what LD means is that if you have a woman who prioritizes ring over your love, then she's likely to be materialistic and more likely to put the man under pressure because she wants a certain style of life. So men, be warned. Ibuku from K2 sent in that one. Teach your children in the biblical way, societal, medical, psychological repercussions of sex outside marriage. That's what he has to say. I've got one more. eBay also sent in a message on Davido. He says, I've come to know that the good Lord always blesses a generous giver, so I am not surprised. I remember Davido some years back raised millions of naira from his rich friends and gave it wholly to the needy in society, apart from secret donations. Thank you so much, Emeka Ibe. And I've got Ali here, who also sent a congratulations to Davido, his man. I have heard about these different days for celebrities in different states in America. What really happens on those days? There like some sort of festival done on those days? They're like charitable things done, and on it goes. But that's how far we can go on the show this morning. And I want to say, Doghudje, thank you so much for your time. Such a good company.
Thank you, Ma.
And I want to say thank you to Irabor. Just get back to the banga and make sure it you have it inside that native pot. That's how it's done.
That's the best way.
Yeah. So Irabor, there you go. Bye.
Thank you very much. In my village, they call it Uwawa.
Okay, so it's a wrap, guys. My name is Omatseye Atsenuwa. Good morning.